resources.
What they're doing is making our community unsafe, making our jail unsafe.
My response is look at the law.
Tonight at 6, it's a war of words between the Orange County mayor and the state's top prosecutor over whether or not the county will enforce new immigration laws. We're live covering all the angles. And another Osceola Sheriff's Office employee in handcuffs. Those details, plus a Brevard County teacher's license on the line over calling a student by their preferred name. This is News 6 at 6. First tonight, all eyes are on Orange County as tensions rise between the county government and the state attorney general over a new immigration law and whether or not Orange County will follow it. We have Cruz live across the county. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez kicks off our team coverage tonight. And Stephanie, Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings had some strong words about this earlier today.
Matt, that's right. I spoke with him earlier today, and he was very clear about his thoughts on that letter. He says that the Attorney General is bullying state law enforcement to get them to comply.
When I left the office yesterday, we had not formally received the letter.
Did not come to us.
Apparently, the letter was sent to you, the media, not to those of us in Orange County government.
That's what Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings told me when asked how he felt after reading this letter from Florida's Attorney General James Uthmeier.
The AG sent it to Demings and the board, telling them to sign the amended ICE agreement and transport detainees or face the consequences, including potential removal from office. The commission should always prioritize the safety of its residents over the misguided views of left-wing activists.
Uthmeier is talking about the county rejecting an addendum to an ICE agreement it signed earlier this year.
The addition would require Orange County to transport detainees to ICE facilities.
We support lawful immigration.
But the mayor says the county is already cooperating with ICE. And since the number of detainees has increased substantially, the county wants to discuss the amount it gets for housing them.
Our community is entitled to reimbursement for those that we hold on federal charges. We've said that we want to negotiate what that reimbursement rate should be.
And that agreeing to transport them would put a strain on county resources.
What they're doing is making our community unsafe, making our jail unsafe, because then they're pulling people out of resources that we cannot afford to send somewhere else within our state.
When it comes to the DOJ audit of the county, the mayor and Commissioner Nicole Wilson feel it isn't about reducing spending.
We invite anybody that can allow us to see a better way of doing things. We do not want to reinvent the wheel. But the idea of coming for us for things like investing in raised crosswalks or in environmental conservation land, that is a political position. It is not about saving you time or money.
The Orange County Board of Commissioners will meet on Tuesday. Now we can expect to hear more from the mayor and other commissioners then. And Attorney General Uthmeier, had a lot to say in response to Mayor Demings while at a press conference today in Marion County. News 6's Troy Campbell was there, and Troy, Uthmeier says that this is just the law.
Yeah, Stephanie, so we caught up with him, so of course we had to ask him a couple things. First thing we had to ask him is about the letter that he sent to Orange County government regarding that ICE transportation deal. And second, we had to get his reaction to what Mayor Demings had to say about him today. Take a listen. Attorney General, what's your reaction to Mayor Demings saying today if they did do these transports, they, one, need more resources, and two, they would need more reimbursement? And do you have a message for any possible consequences if they don't agree to these transports at all?
Well, I think the law has some pretty strict consequences, including removal in it if it comes to that. If there are some prohibitive resource constraints, and those would need to be laid out. But it seemed like the county just decided they weren't going to do this. There wasn't a whole lot of explanation or justification. So again, I hope they come around. I certainly think they have the ability to help transfer some detainees over to ICE upon the request of ICE and the sheriffs.
Do you plan on having a conversation with Mayor Demings then about the possibilities moving forward of how you can come together on this?
If it comes to saving lives and protecting our cities and our counties, I will have a conversation with absolutely anybody, anywhere.
Now, as you heard him say, he said he's not opposed to picking up the phone, speaking directly with Mayor Demings about the topic. As of now, there's no indication that the two have directly spoke on the issue. And again, the commission is set to discuss this topic once again during their meeting on Tuesday. Live in Orlando, I'm Troy Campbell, News 6.
All right, Troy, thank you for the update. We appreciate it. Well, now this is just one of two letters sent to the Orange County government from the state level. Another letter was sent from the state DOJ department asking to do an audit on county spending. We're going to continue to keep a very close eye on this story and all the developments coming out of it. You can check it out at clickorlando.com for the latest. Time now to check in with
Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings says he, quote, signed the damn thing. I'm Mike Valenti, your Orlando community correspondent, and I'll tell you what he signed and why he's so fired up about it.
And the city of Orlando, the latest to be targeted by the state. It just got a letter from Florida DOJ. What comes next? Plus, why would a man drive thousands of miles to kill his own grandparents? The new details out of Brevard County. And of Volusia County City dropping its police force. The plan to keep the community safe. This is News 6 at 6.
You're here this afternoon because I signed the ICE agreement. Yes, I signed the damn thing.
We start tonight with a fiery press conference from Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings appearing to end the feud between the county and the state over ICE protocol. News 6 Orlando community correspondent Mike Valenti has been covering this story since the beginning. And Mike, what caused this change of heart from the mayor?
So, yeah, Matt, it seemed like for a while he was pretty adamant against signing this thing, which is the addendum we'll get into in a little bit. But it appears that the legal and political pressure exerted on him from higher ups on the state level appears that actually worked. Earlier this week, Attorney General James Uthmeier sent the mayor and county commissioners a letter warning that they must sign the addendum, which deputizes Orange County corrections officers to transport undocumented immigrants to ICE-approved facilities like Alligator Alcatraz. Now, Orange County is already entered into a 287G agreement, which sees corrections personnel turning over undocumented inmates to ICE custody once their cases are adjudicated. But Uthmeier argued the county needed to sign this addendum or else they could face civil and criminal penalties and removal from office. Demings initially pushed back on the Attorney General, going after his age and perceived lack of experience. But he says that after a briefing from the county attorney, he understood that removal from office was a distinct possibility and could result in Governor Ron DeSantis replacing every member of the county board with his own appointees.
Just think about it. If the 6 commissioners and I were all simultaneously removed from office, what dysfunctionality that would mean for our community and our local government.
I do think that the mayor was in a very difficult position. I give him grace in his decision making. I know how I will vote on Tuesday, but right now people's families will be in jeopardy, people's reputations will be in jeopardy, their career will be in jeopardy, and you know, there's a lot that's on the line.
I can tell you that I signed on the protest and extreme duress in signing it. But I think that it was the right thing at the right time.
You heard Commissioner Kelly Martinez Semrad there in between the mayor rather, talking about an upcoming vote Tuesday. The vote is over whether to ratify the addendum that's been signed. This process is not complete yet. Just because the mayor signed it doesn't mean that the addendum has been agreed to. The commission still has to approve that addendum. Semrad says that she will not be voting for that addendum, or to ratify it rather. She says she's going to be voting her conscience. Now, as for Governor Ron DeSantis, he held a press conference this morning in Orlando touting his immigration policy. He was asked about a development that just happened 20 minutes prior, which was Demings signing the addendum. DeSantis says he was glad it all worked out. We're live in Orange County. I'm your Orlando community correspondent, Mike Valenti, News 6.
All right, Mike, thank you. We'll hear from you more tonight at 11 o'clock. I know that. Well, Orange County also received a letter from the state Doge Department, and now so has the city of Orlando. The letter says Orlando has kept its millage rates consistent in recent years, but rising property values have pushed property tax collections up by more than $120 million since 2020, which is a 55% increase. The Doge notice is asking for everything having to do with contracting, employee pay, including overtime, property management, diversity, equity, and inclusion training, and more. In a statement to News 6, Mayor Buddy Dyer said, quote, "Not only do we plan to cooperate, we also intend to share how the city of Orlando operates efficiently and in a financially responsible manner." We're keeping an eye on all the developments with this story. Seems like something new happens every day. And what other audits could come to other local governments? You can read all of our work on clickorlando.com.
I start the bond process.
Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez looking to get out of jail, but first he has to pay a $1 million bond. And a toddler hurt in a hit-and-run crash. What police in Sanford are doing to track down the driver who ran off. And the future of professional baseball in Central Florida is still shaky.
It's just a vision. It's just a dream right now for some to bring the dreamers to our area.
This is News 6 at 5. Suspended Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez in a jail jumpsuit in court today. His bail set at $1 million. He is charged with felony racketeering. We are following every angle of this story. We have a crew in Osceola County with the fallout, and News 6 investigator Mike DeForest joins us live in Lake County, where Lopez is being held. He kicks off our team coverage tonight. Mike?
Hey, Lisa, Marcos Lopez was hoping for about $50,000 bond, and as you said, the judge set bond at $1 million. An attorney for Marcos Lopez suggested that it's going to be tough for him and his family to come up with that kind of money to get him out of jail here.
Could you tell me your name, please?
Marcos R. Lopez.
This Lake County judge says Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez will have to put up a $1 million bond if he wants to get out of jail before his trial on racketeering charges. Prosecutors say the sheriff breached the public's trust by taking part in an illegal gambling operation.
The defendant obtained between, at the very least, $600,000 to $700,000 since 2020.
This TikTok video was posted on an account that appears to have been run by a now defunct Kissimmee business called Eclipse Social Club. It shows back rooms filled with slot machines and other gaming devices. Prosecutors say Lopez profited from illegal gambling here even before he was elected as Osceola County's sheriff.
There's direct text message evidence from both WhatsApp and cell phone applications of his involvement in this enterprise dating back to 2019.
Once Lopez became Osceola County's top cop, prosecutors say he used his official position to keep the illegal casino running.
There are photos evidencing the defendant's direct involvement and also using his influence to potentially obstruct criminal investigation into these businesses.
Two of Lopez's alleged accomplices in the gambling operation, Carol Coate and Cheryl Fedrick, also appeared before a judge today. Their bonds, ranging from $100,000 to $300,000, are much lower than Lopez's $1 million bond, which he seems eager to pay.
How do I start the bond process?
Now, prosecutors want to make sure that any money that Lopez pays for that bond comes from legitimate sources, like his salary at the sheriff's office. And so it's possible that a judge may have to hold a court hearing to determine that before Lopez is allowed to leave from jail, if he's able to come up with that $1 million bond. Now, meanwhile, we were thinking today there was a chance we might be able to hear from the new interim sheriff in Osceola County. Appears, though, that he was out of town today. News 6's Mike Valenti is there in Osceola County. Mike, what are you learning there today?
Yeah, Mike, it sounds like the interim sheriff will be out of office for the next week. That's our understanding from what we learned from talking to people associated with the sheriff's office. Right now, mum is the word around here, but we're still asking questions about how this criminal investigation may have an effect on the sheriff's office. Walking through the front doors that still bear Sheriff Marcos Lopez's name, I was hoping to speak to someone with the agency's media relations department. An employee in the front told me they were busy in meetings, but did give me a number to try. That went to voicemail. We also wanted to see what has happened to Lopez's support team within the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. The biography page of one of those people that used to be on the website now comes up with a 404 error. So we went to that person's house. No one answered the door, but neighbors did tell us they saw this person along with someone else Thursday loading bags into 2 cars. The neighbors said it looked like they were in a hurry, but it was not clear where they were going.
I thought he was the right person for the job at the time. At the time, not now.
A former law enforcement officer himself, Douglas Cox, was eager to talk to us when we bumped into him while he was eating lunch at Canoe Creek Sports Tavern in St. Cloud. Cox voted for Lopez the first time he ran for office, but not last year. And these charges only reinforced Cox's disillusionment.
I'm pretty surprised, pretty shocked, pretty TO'd about all this. It's like, how do you do this?
I just don't feel like he's ever put the citizens first, and it's just been about him and his friends and not about our county. And if he's found guilty, that kind of proves what I thought.
Canoe Creek Sports Tavern's general manager, Stephanie Chmielewski, has never been shy about her distaste for Lopez. So when she heard about his arrest, she came up with a new temporary name for the classic cheeseburger, the Charlatan Burger.
Yeah, we were slammed last night. We sold a lot of them.
This is what the restaurant posted.
Wow. Replace him with someone that has integrity and will do a halfway decent job.
So obviously this has garnered a lot of attention around Osceola County. People inside that tavern and outside still talking about it. And that means, of course, we'll continue to follow it. Live in Osceola County, Mike Flint, News 6.
Mike, thank you. Now, Sheriff Lopez is no stranger to controversy. It was just this past January when outgoing State Attorney Andrew Bain added Lopez to what's called the Brady List. That's a list of law enforcement officers who are determined to be untrustworthy. Last year, Lopez posted a picture of the dead body of 13-year-old murder victim Madeline Soto. He initially denied the photo was of the teen, but later told investigators he knew what it was and pleaded no contest to violating public records laws. There are a lot of details on this case, including background on the sheriff and the full executive order from the governor removing him from office. We have the whole thing mapped out for you in our article at clickorlando.com.
He had 3 or 4 scratches just on one side of his face, a little bit of redness on the other side.
And what did they tell you had happened?
They said it was an accident.
That enough of an explanation for you?
No.
Tonight, we are hearing from heartbroken parents after a teacher at an Oviedo daycare was arrested and accused of child abuse.
That teacher was accused of grabbing their 18-month-old son and hitting him at least 10 times. Our Seminole County correspondent, Catherine Silver, spoke to the little boy's father about what happened.
I enrolled him in hopes that he'd have a good environment, he'd learn Christian values.
Christopher Govan says his 18-month-old son Benjamin had been going to daycare at the Oviedo Christian Academy for about 2 months before one day at pickup he had scratches on his face.
He had 3 or 4 scratches just on one side of his face, a little bit of redness on the other side.
And what did they tell you had happened?
They said it was an accident.
That enough of an explanation for you?
No.
Govan says he requested to see what the facility's security cameras had captured. Those videos have not been released publicly, but a report obtained by News 6 states they show teacher Lucia Monieri grab the toddler after he bit another child.
One teacher did what she should, grabbed the other child, removed him from the situation. And then Lucia came over and did what she did with grabbing him by the face. Was yelling at him, in profanity in Spanish, yelling at him to stop biting. And then again proceeded to go to the other room and then yelled at him again and then started smacking him on the face repeatedly.
Monieri's arrest report says the toddler was hit with an open hand at least 6 times while sitting on the ground and crying, and again at least 4 times after he was pulled to a standing position.
This arrest report for Monieri shows the actual incident happened on June 9th, but she wasn't arrested by police until over a week later. They tried to ask her about what happened, and she declined to speak with them.
Moniri didn't want to speak with us either, at her home or on the phone where she told us to contact her lawyer.
Would you like to say anything?
He told us the video should be reviewed before anyone jumps to conclusions.
When we watched it, my wife was visibly, she had to leave the room.
Moniri was booked in jail on a child abuse charge. Documents show she's been a teacher for 2 decades.
It's very hard, and right now, we're not, and it's putting a burden on us. We're self-employed. We are turning down jobs at this point just because we have to take care of him.
In Oviedo, Catherine Silver, News 6.
Now, we did also reach out to the daycare owner. We're waiting to hear back. Meantime, we did some digging and saw the same owner used to run another daycare at the same address under the name All About Kids. They had some trouble too. Last year, we reported a worker was arrested after a child was left on a hot bus. You can look on the state's website for license information and inspection reports on all child care facilities. The dad in this story reached out to News 6 to tell us his story. If you have a story that you want us to look into, head to clickorlando.com or the News 6 app. Hit the Contact Us button. We'll do our best to look into your story. We're getting a look
legitimate sources. Matt Austin joins me now here on the desk, and this is a story we've been watching very closely.
Yeah, Lopez was taken to the Lake County Jail on June 5th, so he's been in there for more than 3 weeks now, and there has been this complication of can he pay this $100,000 to get that $1 million bond, but it's not a normal situation where you could just pay the money from your bank account. It had to be legitimate money that they could prove did not come from any sort of illegal gambling operation that he is accused of being involved with here. Oh, you see the door opening right now? There he is. Let's listen in.
Are the allegations against you true? Did you really take hundreds of thousands of dollars? Are you innocent of what's being accused of you? What do you say to everyone in Osceola County?
Thank you.
Wow, you can see that was a chaotic scene. One
chaotic
of the more chaotic
and quick.
I've seen.
It looked like someone almost got slammed in the door there, and he did not say a mumbling word as he walked into that pickup truck you're seeing right there. The thing I noticed from the quick shot that I could gaze is that he has almost, it looks like a full beard right now.
Yeah, and he had several people trying to cover him for the cameras. The other interesting aspect of this case is his wife is still in jail. As far as we know, she's on a $400,000 bond and has to go through the same process of proving that the money she uses to get out was not involved in that illegal gambling operation. Yes. That was an intense exchange.
It was pretty intense. I was afraid something terrible was going to happen, and he just wanted to get in that vehicle and get out of there without answering any questions, and he did that successfully. So our Tori Campbell is there. Of course, we'll continue to follow the latest on this case, and as we get more information in, we'll have it on clickorlando.com. And we'll also bring you any breaking news when we come back for our regular news program, and that should be at 11 o'clock tonight.
They also had...
First tonight at 11, a man shocked by lightning on New Smyrna Beach. This is a picture a viewer sent us showing first responders performing CPR on the victim. He was taken to the hospital, and at last check, he was in critical condition. Volusia County Beach Safety tell us someone was struck by lightning on New Smyrna Beach near the 27th Avenue Beach approach. It just so happens the chief meteorologist for our CBS affiliate in Cincinnati was also on the beach for vacation.
The entire condo shook, just a rumbling shake. And it was clearly a lightning strike that was close by. I looked at my app, it was like 100 yards up the beach. So I jumped out, took a look up the beach where the strike happened. There were a few people standing around up there. But the thing that shocked me, even after that strike that occurred on the beach, people were out here like nothing was going on. Nobody was going in. People were going about their business. And a person had just been struck right up the beach. That was crazy.
That's a big no-no. Around the same time that person was struck by lightning, emergency crews were called to the Venetian Bay Golf Course, where 2 people were indirectly struck by lightning on the course. Both people were checked out at the scene. We're told they did not have to go to the hospital. And not only were people hurt, the city of Ormond Beach tells us that a home caught fire after being struck by lightning. Officials say neighbors reported seeing a flash followed by smoke along Crooked Bridge Way. Firefighters responded quickly and were able to bring that fire under control. No word on the extent of damage to the home, but everyone inside, including pets, were able to make it out okay. With storms happening just about every day here in Central Florida, it is important to know how to keep yourself safe. And Jonathan joins us now. Jonathan, you heard that meteorologist from Cincinnati say people were still on the beach hanging out. That is alarming.
It is. I don't know if it's just a lack of respect of what the power of those thunderstorms can do. And again, no warnings have to be issued for that. With severe thunderstorm warnings get issued because of damaging winds, a possible tornado, or large hail. It's not for the lightning. And again, lightning can strike far beyond the thunderstorm. We'll show you the example in just 1 second. But again, it's all about the charges, the updrafts of the thunderstorm, moving those charges and creating that lightning. And a lot of times, like what we saw today, some of those charges can strike way far out from that parent thunderstorm. And in this case, again, on New Smyrna Beach, we were watching that closely. Here is the strike. Our lightning detection picked it up. This was just after 12:30 this afternoon. That is the strike that was in the water there with the gentleman in ankle-deep water. There's the parent thunderstorm back on the west side of New Smyrna Beach towards Ponce Inlet. So the sky, no doubt, was blue if you were looking back towards the Atlantic, but still dark clouds were coming through. So it is critically important. If you hear thunder, you are no doubt close enough to be struck by lightning. These can jump from the parent thunderstorm 10 or so miles. So please take it seriously. This is not a sales pitch, but again, the new 6 weather app, it is free and it has lightning detection. So if there's lightning detected in your radius, you might not see the lightning, but you're going to get a push alert to let you know that there's danger in the area. You can open up the app, the radar part of it, and see where that lightning is, and then make sure you get inside Ginger. Again, that is critically important, especially as we continue to go through the summer months.
Yeah, I get a push alert every day, several times a day. All right, thank you, Jonathan. And Osceola County.
Was I really going 105 miles? Come on, are you that dumb? I mean, I wasn't looking, I'm going to be honest with you.
That's the latest super speeder arrested in Volusia County, seemingly not paying attention when he was going 105 in a 45 in Volusia County. The sheriff's office posted this video of Anthony Handum getting arrested in DeLeon Springs. His defense was that he just wasn't looking at his speedometer and didn't know how fast he was going. He also didn't know he could go to jail for driving that fast.
There's a what law?
Super speeder law.
Super speeder law.
Yeah, if you're 100 miles an hour over on any road or 50 mile an hour over the speed limit, you go straight to jail. And we take your car.
Pop 21 Central, signal 16 clear, I'm sorry.
You know it?
No, it's my first time hearing about it.
The officer explained it pretty well there. Super speeder law went into effect at the beginning of the month, and so far, at least 26 people have been arrested for it. Most Central Florida students go back to school.
This father is a human piece of garbage, and he's a lying sack of shit. And he's exactly where he belongs to be, behind bars. For 2 hours and 40 minutes, that little guy is inside that car. He says the windows were down, but he's a lying sack of shit.
Volusia Sheriff Mike Chitwood addressing a tragedy in Ormond Beach. A toddler is dead and his father is accused of leaving him in a hot car with a minifan while he went to a bar to drink. We first told you about the arrest last night at 11. The child was just 18 months old, and today Volusia County community correspondent Molly Reed saw that father in court.
I'm Molly Reed, your
in 2 weeks. Some more breaking news now. A Brevard County teacher who was ousted over using a student's preferred name will get to keep her teaching credentials. To get you up to speed on this story, earlier this year, Brevard schools opted not to renew a Satellite Beach High School AP English teacher's contract after a parent's complaint. This sparked protests. She was accused of violating Florida law requiring parental consent for teachers to call students by anything other than their legal name. News 6's Jarrell Baker was at her hearing in front of the State Department of Education. He joins us now in the newsroom. So Jarrell, walk us through today's hearing.
Was definitely in tears this afternoon after hearing that her certification was still intact following the Education Practice Commission teaching hearing. Now, according to her lawyer, Calhoun entered a settlement with the Department of Education. Now, details on that settlement include a letter of reprimand and also a $750 fine, a year probation, and completion of the Ethics in Education course. Now, the new DOE commissioner recommended the commission reject the settlement, an unprecedented move. That's because he believes that Calhoun violated the new rule and that the settlement was made under the former commissioner. Now, Calhoun's lawyer pointed out during the hearing that the settlement was negotiated and agreed upon by both parties, and that agreement they entered is binding. The commission unanimously voted to keep up that settlement.
There are things the commission can do. They can suspend, they can terminate, they can do all sorts of things. That's not what's fair and reasonable under these circumstances. What's fair and reasonable is to put this woman back in her classroom teaching honors and advanced study English.
Now, Brevard County Schools voted not to renew Calhoun's contract earlier this year, but Calhoun's lawyer says that she can teach in Brevard County or anywhere today or even before the hearing. In the newsroom, Jarrell Baker, News 6.
All right, Jarrell, thank you. We'll hear more from you tonight coming up at 11 o'clock. Now to some news.
There's some real sick scumbags. You're looking at a bunch of scumbags. Who knows who this scumbag is?
He is one of Florida's most colorful sheriffs, outspoken, unfiltered, and unapologetic. Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood is known for taking on criminals and internet trolls, even meeting those who have threatened him face to face at the airport.
He's a character, and he does not pull punches, and he doesn't back down. Isn't that right, Ginger?
Yeah, all you have to do is look through our archives, Matt and Lisa. Behind the headlines and fiery sound bites, what does a day in the life of this bold Florida sheriff actually look like? Spoiler alert, there's no such thing as a typical day. I spent a day with the sheriff, and let's just say his mornings start a whole lot earlier than most. It's just after 5 a.m., and Volusia Sheriff Mike Chitwood is meeting with deputies preparing to serve a search warrant on a suspected drug dealer in Edgewater. The suspect, a convicted felon they've been tracking for weeks. After days of surveillance, deputies confirm he's at the location, so it's go time. We park a block away. The SWAT team takes the lead. Sheriff Chitwood doesn't hang back. He walks right up to the house with his team.
Sheriff's officer, open the door!
Minutes later, SWAT breaches the front door and takes two suspects into custody. By 6:15, Chitwood's part in the operation is done. That's when the sheriff clips in for his morning bike ride. It's part of his daily routine, but with his history, it's never without risk. In December 2017, while riding in Ponce Inlet, Chitwood was hit by a pickup truck. He broke his hand, fractured two vertebrae, and needed stitches in his knee. Then in March 2021, riding in Port Orange, he was hit again, this time by a driver who kept going. A Waste Pro truck's dash cam caught the whole thing.
I go flying off the bike, and all I could tell you was it was a burgundy color car because the mirror was impaled in my back.
That time he walked away with a broken leg and road rash. These days, the sheriff sticks mostly to riding on trails. After a 2-hour ride, he's back at work for a monthly crime report meeting. It's not open to the media, but our cameras were allowed in just in time for the sheriff to get an update on some breaking news.
This just happened 5 seconds ago.
A swatting call to University High School, a fake threat made by a middle school student. By now, it's almost 10 a.m.
Clearly, this ring knew exactly what they were doing.
And the sheriff is holding a press conference, giving an update and taking questions from reporters about a major theft case from Daytona Beach last year. More than 500 people had their phones or credit cards stolen.
You can show me around to the crash.
Back in the car, his ears are trained on his police radio. It's always on. You're always tuned in. You'll just be minding your business, and you'll end up in the middle of something.
Yeah, it's just, it's like anything else. It's like I'm not a good fisherman, but I think I'm a decent cop. If you're riding around and sooner or later, you're going to be in the right place at the right time when the radio goes off.
The first time it happened, February 2023. Then again in July that same year, wearing a T-shirt and gym shorts, the sheriff helped chase down another suspect. So far, though, today's action is more routine. He stops at Daytona Beach's Municipal Stadium, where first responders are prepping for hurricane season. This is the equipment they'll use when they are deployed after a storm. What are you getting?
I'm getting something to drink.
All of this before lunch. When he finally does slow down a bit, he stops at Panera Bread for a drink. He instantly is recognized by customers.
What are you doing?
My name is April.
April, pleasure to meet you.
They treat him more like a celebrity than a sheriff and take selfies with him.
This is so cool. How random.
We're in the car again. This time, we head to Port Orange for that special birthday party. It's for someone who's turning 100.
Arlene, how are you?
They are thrilled to see him.
Now, I just want you to remember that as the sheriff, I hope we don't get any phone calls for loud music and a lot of too much drinking going on, okay?
The sheriff, who is in his third four-year term and close to 40 years in law enforcement, says he still loves it.
I do love it. I love this community. I love this area. And God, I love my organization.
You can tell that too.
It's apparent he loves his organization, and they love him right back. They say there's no better guy to lead them because he is at the front lines with them, as you saw during that incident in the morning, and he just believes in what they are doing. And seeing him there, they believe in him.
He doesn't have a lot of time for Candy Crush. That's what you're saying.
No,
he's
he
working
does.
the whole time.
He says he hates working in the office, so that's why he's always in the car and finds himself in the middle of these situations.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. Ginger Gadsden, good stuff. Thank you.
Streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live, you're watching News 6 at 11 p.m.
Right now at 11, insane video out of Orange County. Thieves using a church van to pull an ATM out of the ground and leave with the cash.
They came up to me saying somebody took a video of them getting undressed.
And a man arrested after police say he was taking video of young girls in a changing room at a Seminole County Plato's Closet.
But our top story right now, 5 people have been arrested in connection to an illegal casino in Osceola County, including the sheriff there. But one suspect is nowhere to be found.
Ying Zhang is among 6 people, including suspended Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez, who are charged in connection with running an illegal casino. Now, several former associates of Zhang tell me they believe she's in China. If so, authorities may have a tough time arresting her since the U.S. does not have an extradition treaty with China. No one came to the door when I dropped by the Dr. Phillips home belonging to Ying Zhang. Zhang, who goes by the name Kate, is a Central Florida businesswoman seen here on an advertisement for her real estate company, Kylan Realty. State records show Zhang also has ties to several other businesses, including smoke shops, a dispensary, and an auto glass repair company. Prosecutors say Zhang conspired with suspended Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez to operate an illegal casino out of this Kissimmee building that generated millions of dollars.
I know Kate is in Wuhan, China. She's living her life.
Mia Chang, who used to work at Zhang's real estate company, says her former boss recently posted videos of herself on the Chinese version of TikTok that appear to show her overseas.
She's giving dating advices.
Dating advice?
Yeah.
Chang recently filed a lawsuit against her former boss for failing to pay real estate commissions. As part of a settlement, court records confirm Zhang's company owes her more than $102,000.
She said the company's not having enough money, not running well.
And she didn't have enough money to pay you, she said.
Yeah, that's what she told the judge.
Several businesses tied to Zhang, including Kylan Realty, were run out of this office in a strip mall near Pine Hills. When I stopped by, the door is locked. The sign here says closed. We'll be back at 1 o'clock. It is long past 1 and nobody's here. Inside the office, we could see a photo of Zhang posing with President Donald Trump. It was hung near a copy of her real estate license. As noted on a window decal, Zhang's business partner at Kylan Realty is Julius Melendez. Melendez is a former Osceola County school board member who also happened to be Marcos Lopez's campaign manager during his 2020 run for sheriff. Melendez tells me he is cooperating with law enforcement's investigation. To be clear, Melendez is not accused of any wrongdoing. Prosecutors have not yet detailed Zhang's alleged role in the illegal gambling operation, but they say Lopez sent her numerous text messages.
Those direct text messages evidence that
he was using his influence as the sheriff even prior to election, indicating he was very respected in his community to facilitate the illegal enterprise. There's screenshots of slot machines and things of that nature in those text messages.
After Lopez was arrested last month, Mia Chang says a detective questioned her about her former boss.
Don't ever trust her. I trusted her, and it backfired on me.
Besides stopping by Zhang's home and businesses, I've also tried to reach her by phone and email, but I've not received any responses. Lopez and his other co-defendants have pleaded not guilty to racketeering charges. Mike DeForest, News 6.
Just in tonight, we are learning about a troubling crime trend. Orange County Sheriff's Office is saying thieves are stealing church vans to steal ATMs. This video shows a robbery and an arrest that happened on the 4th of July at the Coin Laundry Cafe on Curry Ford Road. They say they've been seeing cases like this since May. If you have any information on any similar crimes, you're asked to call Crime Line at 800-423-TIPS.
New tonight. Right now, much of Central Florida is under a heat advisory, including the Paramore area near downtown Orlando. That area is feeling what's known as the heat island effect.
Yeah, it does have a name. That's when buildings in a city's downtown reflect the heat of the day, sending much of it into the community just outside the city center. News 6 Paramore community correspondent Jarrell Baker spoke with neighbors about what they do to beat the heat.
It is not hard to tell that it is crazy hot outside, especially here in Paramore, where there are a lot of low-income families. Now, according to the Environmental Protection Agency, people who live in communities near a downtown center, traditionally lower income, are also more prone to having pre-existing health conditions that flare up in the heat. For Calvin Jones, who takes medication for his heart condition and high cholesterol, he says he has to keep his AC running constantly, but his window units are costing him a hefty penny.
Bill like $300-400. Lately, last month was $200 something. It went down. Oh wow! So that's $200 is down from $300, right?
And after a week of killer heat, a lot of people, including myself, are wondering, when are things going to cool down? I'm no meteorologist, but Samara Kokinis is, and she has a look at your forecast. Samara?
You are absolutely right, Jarrell. And as we take a live view from our Daytona Beach Skycam, you can still see some people out there enjoying the beach side. A lot of people have been doing that to beat the heat over the last couple of days with umbrellas and tents to give them that shade, and fans, and staying cool and hydrated. But you can see the water, the waves are pretty.
Grocery stores are few and far between in Pine Hills, making the area a food desert, along with Paramore, Bithlo, and other areas across Central Florida. So how are leaders there helping people get fresh food? The answer might be mobile markets. Paramore community correspondent Jarrell Baker shows us how it works.
Living in a food desert and walking to get fresh produce and other groceries is something that Brittany Glover faces constantly in Paramore.
You living here in Paramore, there's not a grocery store in the area. How difficult is it for you to come and get groceries during times like this when you're just walking?
Sometimes it's a challenge, sometimes it's not, give or take. It just depends on my flow of what I'm doing.
But it was no challenge Thursday when United Against Poverty's mobile food market came to the John H. Jackson Neighborhood Center.
Paramore is a food desert, and it's important that we make sure we serve the residents where they are. But even more important, groceries are rising. Folks are having SNAP issues, so making sure we meet the needs.
The mobile market offers low-income families free groceries.
You're going to be walking home with some of these groceries right here. How important is it for you to get this?
It's very important because a lot of people, they're on a budget, you know, their income, and especially has the income that economy is right now.
The program is funded by a $400,000 grant from the Florida Blue Foundation, which helped purchase a refrigerated truck in May.
We were not going outbound, so this is a new addition just specifically to be going outbound into food desert territories.
The organization initially served only Paramore, but now they're expanding to Eatonville and plan to reach other areas like Pine Hills, which lost its main grocery store in 2019.
We've seen a 30% increase on site And so the timing could not have been more perfect for us to have gotten the delivery of the truck and to be able to expand our services outbound.
Due to federal cuts, the organization says they'll need more money, funding, and donations to keep food on the shelves. She also adds that legislative changes to SNAP benefits are also impacting many of the families they serve. In Orlando, Jarrell Baker, News 6.
United Against Poverty will be hosting more free grocery events across the Orlando area throughout the rest of this month and also in Eatonville and Bithlo. We have a full list of those events on clickorlando.com.
Time now to check. Will the dream of professional baseball in Orlando ever actually come true? The Orlando Dreamers, that was an idea from late Orlando Magic co-founder Pat Williams.
Since his announcement a few years ago, the idea has ballooned into a financial commitment from a group of investors. Problem is, there is no team just yet, and not a lot of details from how investors hope to make that happen. News 6's Bridget Ellison is here now with more on this. And Bridget, today at Orange County's State of the County address, the mayor confirmed as of right now this baseball team is still just a dream.
I know. How many times can we say that? But yes, this was a dream of Pat Williams. He unveiled that plan back in 2019. And, you know, there were renewed hopes after that to make Major League Baseball a reality for Orlando. There was a lot of momentum there. So after this year's State of the County address, Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings was questioned about the Dreamers. And he says there are still no concrete plans and the commission needs more info from the investors. So who are they? Attorney John Morgan and Heartland Dental founder Rick Workman are part of a group of investors ready to support the creation of this team. According to the OrlandoDreamers.com, the group has raised more than $2 billion toward the acquisition of a team and financing a stadium. Now, plan ideas that they've shared so far included building one near SeaWorld along I-Drive, but the mayor says there's still a long way to go on this.
In order for that to become a reality, we will have to negotiate with a team ownership group about not just coming here, but how they will help us to improve our community through community benefits. That's a negotiated process that we will have to be intentional about. We don't want to just create the opportunity for billionaires and wealthy people to come in and make money, but our community not make money and thrive as a result of that investment. Those are conversations, quite frankly, that have not been had at this point.
Now, an independent study done by the investors reports that building the stadium could bring in $30 billion for Orange County over 40 years and create approximately 25,000 jobs. But again, the mayor says the group needs to bring concrete numbers and plans to the county commission before the wheels can really start turning.
A lot left to happen for that to become a reality. All right, thank you very much, Bridget.
All right, we are checking in now with meteorologist